It's a joy to be with you this morning on the Word of Encouragement here on this Tuesday. I'd like to go to the epistle, the first epistle of John, chapter 3. This entire book deals with the life that is abiding in Christ, gaining from Him on a moment-by-moment basis, fellowship and the power and the sustenance needed to truly have the life that we ought to have. And in 1 John chapter 3, there's a focus here on the very important topic of God's love overcoming our selfishness and being lived out through us. We read in verse 17, let's go back to verse 16. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because He laid down His life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. We should be having regularly the willingness to give of ourselves for others, to lay our lives down. And he's speaking of extreme sacrifice here because he's comparing it to his own sacrifice, the Lord's sacrifice. Verse 17, but whoso hath this world's goods and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? My little children, here it is, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. The most freeing and encouraging position to be on planet Earth is to be free of self by the power of the Spirit and to have the mind of Christ toward others. The happiest people, the most joyful people are those that are living for others, sacrificing for others. I've been with missionaries over the years and servants of the Lord that have been in very difficult circumstances. I look at the sacrifices they made, how they lived, and what they did, and I wondered how they could be happy in those kind of situations. But they with joy tell you that it was a great privilege to meet the needs of others by giving the gospel and seeing folks go on for the Lord, churches established, people's needs met. They're just thrilled by it, and their life has been very full and content. And then you find Americans who were not willing to do God's will, trying to live in a comfortable way and gain the American dream, and you find them very unhappy. I'm talking about Christians, even that are faithful to church. They just don't have that purpose that God made us to have. And the love of God is not controlling them. And so that's a challenge for all of us. We have to battle self every day. And to really care about others is a miracle of God's grace. But I'm telling you, when you look on the lives of others and not your own, and have compassion from God for them, that's when whatever's discouraging you will dissipate. And the love of God will bring a deep encouragement and meaning to your life. And so may God give us His love for others.